The new E, the new attitude. Brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob will be sworn in as Malaysia's 9th Prime Minister tomorrow, following the conclusion of a 2.5-hour-long special meeting among the Malay rulers today. The UMNO Vice President and ex-Deputy Prime Minister will be the country's third Premier since the fall of the 6-decade-old BN government in 2018. Istana Negara said in a statement today that based on their statutory declaration letters, 114 out of the 220 members of Parliament had nominated Ismail Sabri. According to the palace, the young Di-Pertuan Agong expressed hope that the appointment will bring an end to the political crisis and that all MPs will set aside their political agenda and work towards getting the COVID-19 outbreak under control. Malaysia reported 23,564 new infections today, another new daily record, taking the cumulative number of cases detected on Malaysian shores to 1.513 million. Selangor continued to book the highest number of cases at 6,974, followed by Sabah 2,738 and Sarawak 2,548. There are currently 257,417 active cases, with 1,062 in ICUs and 518 needing respiratory assistance. 233 fresh fatalities were reported today, taking the death toll to 13,713. The Special Committee for Ensuring Access to COVID-19 Vaccine Supply says 76% of adults in the Klang Valley are fully vaccinated as of yesterday. That's equivalent to 4.7 million persons. This means the Klang Valley, which consists of Selangor, Kuala Lumpur and Putrajaya, is the third highest in terms of percentage of fully inoculated adult population, behind Labuan 90.2% and Sarawak 83%. In total, the number of fully vaccinated persons in Malaysia hit 12.08 million. That's 37% of the population. Meanwhile, 17.81 million, or 54.5% of the population, have received at least one dose of the vaccine. Based on the government's target of having 80% of the population fully vaccinated against COVID-19 to achieve herd immunity, the country will need to have about 26 million people completing their shots. Separately, Malaysia received 200,000 doses of the CanSino COVID-19 vaccine today, the first delivery out of 3.5 million doses ordered from CanSino Biologics. The finished vaccine doses were flown in by mass cargo from Beijing and arrived at KLIA this morning. CARLSBERG Brewery Malaysia says second quarter FY21 revenue gained 21.6% to 349.21 million ringgit from a year ago, while net profit increased more than 3 times to 37.14 million ringgit. The increase in top line comes as both Malaysia and Singapore operations saw better overall sales compared with the same quarter last year. Meanwhile, the improvement in net profit was largely due to higher sales for the quarter, and it was further boosted by a reduction in operating expenses as cost control measures were introduced. There was also the absence of the one-off 6.4 million ringgit bill of demand settlement paid in FY 2020 to the Royal Malaysian Customs of Selangor. For the first half of FY21, revenue only inched up 0.5% to 881.2 million ringgit due to the suspension of operations of its breweries. Earnings improved by 23.9% to 103.59 million ringgit on the back of better sales, lower marketing spending, a reduction in operating expenses and the absence of the bill of demand incurred in the previous financial year. It declared an interim dividend of 10 cents per share. CARLSBERG's share price was up 1.67% to 21 ringgit 90 cents today, valuing the group at 6.7 billion ringgit. QL Resources is warning of a gloomy outlook for FY22 due to high raw material cost and weak egg demand, coupled with an oversupply in the industry. In its 2021 annual report, QL highlighted that its integrated livestock farming division is in for a challenging time ahead, as egg prices in Peninsular Malaysia are expected to continue falling. This will be further compounded by declining demand for eggs due to lower consumption amid the pandemic. QL's share price has been on a decline since last October, down from 6 ringgit 70 cent to 5 ringgit 61 at today's close. Meanwhile, raw material prices, which make up a big portion of its cost, are expected to remain at extremely high levels, putting pressure on its farming operations. The company said its trading business is a favourable mainstay, but volume is seen declining, while commodity prices are projected to be manageable. Overall, it said the challenges in its integrated livestock farming division will be aplenty in FY22, giving this pillar an outlook that is negative. The Sultan of Johor's proposed gold mining joint venture with iron ore miner and processor Southern Alliance Mining has received the green light at the firm's EGM. In a Singapore Exchange filing today, Southern Alliance Executive Director and CEO Datuk Sri Pek Kok Sam said the proposal received 100% shareholder approval. Pek said the EGM involved 3 resolutions, which included the company's proposed business diversification as a result of the JV, besides another resolution on the planned adoption of a share purchase mandate. And Trust Advisory was the scrutineer for the EGM. Southern Alliance, which is headquartered in Pahang, initially announced its proposed gold mining JV with Sultan Ibrahim Ibni Almarhum Sultan Iskandar in a July 16, 2021 filing with the Singapore Exchange. The plan is to carry out exploration work for gold and any other mineral or deposits and/or mining activities at the Tenggaroh mine in Mersing, Johor. Southern Alliance will hold an 85% stake in the JV company, and the Johor ruler will hold the remaining 15% stake. This program was brought to you by Mercedes-Benz.